I begin by saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you're in my class, you saw today that we are starting with customary measurement. If you got far enough, you watched a video that gave examples of customary measurements. If you're in Bangladesh watching this, you don't do those things, but you're watching it so you can learn customary measurement. Today, we're talking about length. When you're in the customary system, which is used by 3 countries in the world, United States and then 2 countries that probably don't matter, to me. Maybe to you they do. Feet, yards, miles, inches. That's the customary system for length. Length is how far something is. As you can tell by the feet, inches, miles, yards. Now, if you are doing an assignment on this, hint, you will be. If you were doing an assignment on this, you would be able to find your formula chart. Well, first of all, if you follow directions, about 3 weeks ago, you picked one up off that back desk. If you didn't follow directions, there's one in your electronic journal that you can find on the Classroom of Google. So when you're doing an assignment on this tomorrow, or today, if you're watching this tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? All right, these are the information we're going to need today. We need to know 1 foot equals 12 inches. We need to know 1 yard equals 3 feet. We need to know 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. And we could also say that 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. That's not on our formula chart, but that's a fact, Jack. Now, we're going to change 23 feet to figure out how many inches there are in it. Just asking the question, which is bigger, feet or inches? Feet. Feet is what we know. We're changing feet, which is bigger, to inches, which is smaller, which means you multiply. Again, if you're changing from something big, a measurement that's big, to a measurement that's smaller, then you multiply. A big measurement to a smaller measurement is multiply. So 23 feet changing to inches. Well, how many inches are in 1 foot? 12. So if I wanted to figure out how many inches in 23 feet, I would do 23 times 12. I'm going to actually do 23 times 10, because that would give me 230. And then 23 times 2, which would give me 46. Then I can add those together, 6, 7, 276. If I did all my math correctly. If I want to check it, just doing the standard algorithm, instead of breaking it apart, 23 times, let's see, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4, put a 0, 1 times 3, 3, 1 times 2, 2, and 46 plus 230 does equal 276. See, I broke this apart and made 12, 10 and then 2, because I could do those in my head pretty easily. Yes, sir?
So, how did you get 276?
Because I'm going from feet to inches. Feet are bigger. That's what I know. I know my feet, and I'm changing it to inches, which means I multiply. If I'm changing from a big measurement to a smaller measurement, I multiply. That's what this means. If you do this to yourself, think this in your head, that's what's going to help you. And I multiplied by 12 because 1 foot has 12 inches. 2 feet has 24 inches. 3 feet has 36 inches. Each time I'm multiplying by 12.
4 feet has 48.
Yes. Now we are changing from inches to feet. We know the inches. We're changing to feet. We know the inches are smaller than feet. So we're changing to divide. Inches to feet. We're changing to divide. Just think of my head as a division dot and my big fat belly is a division dot. And these are my arms. Inches are smaller. We know the inches. We're changing to feet, which we don't know. So inches to feet is divide. What will we be dividing by? Brayden? Well, how many inches in 1 foot? 12. So that's we'll be dividing by 12. Okay, you have access to this. You either picked up the paper or you have it in your electronic journal to be able to look at these measurements. So I would take 546 and I would divide it by 12. Does 12 go into 5? No. Does 12 go into 54? Yes, I'm going to have a 2-digit quotient. And I could write my multiples of 12 here. I have them on a multiplication chart I could use. So 12 times what? Or what? How many times is 12 going to go into 56?
4.
4. So I have a 4 in the tens place of my quotient. 4 times 12 is?
48.
48. Then I'm going to subtract. I get 2, 6. Bring down the 6.
66.
How many times does 12 go to 66? 5.
5 times. 5 plus 5.
5 times 12 is?
60.
60.
Plus 7.
Oh my gosh. Now, as Braden pointed out, there's going to be a remainder. But I'm going to tell you there's not a remainder. I'm telling you there's not a remainder. You're looking at me going, liar, liar, pants on fire. I'm not. Braden, what do I do?
You add a 0 to the end of 500 to 546, and then add that, and then you multiply by 5.
Good. Remember, 546 is the exact same number as 546 plus 0 tenths. I'm not adding anything to it. I have 546 plus 0 tenths. 0 tenths is nothing, but I can write it down there. Make sure behind my decimal point, make sure I move my decimal point straight up. I bring that 0 down. Now, how many times does 12 go into 60? 5.
Do you always have to put, is it like,
If you need the 0, if you subtract and you can still have a number down here, you can add the 0, or it may say round it to the nearest whatever. Okay, so my answer here would be 45 and 5/10, or awesome, or 45 and a half. 45 and a half feet. Now we have yards and feet. Which is bigger, yards or feet? Yards. We know the yards, so we're changing from what we know. The yards. We said yards were bigger than feet. Changing from yards to feet. Yards are bigger than feet, which means we multiply. Austin, what will we be multiplying by? 3. Because 1 yard has 3 feet. So I mean, I could count all if I want. 1 yard, 3 feet. 2 yards, 6 feet. 3 yards, 9 feet. And I could count all the way to 54 yards. But it seems much easier to be multiplying 54 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Carried 1, 15, 16. So I should have 162 feet if I did my math correctly. Now we have 6 miles to yards.
miles is,
Okay, which is bigger?
miles.
Miles. So I know the miles. And I'm changing to the yards, which are smaller than miles. Miles to yards, multiply. Miles are bigger. That's what they give me. Or that's what I gave you. So we multiply. So we're going to multiply 6 times something.
6 times 1,760.
Good. Because 1 mile equals 1,760 feet. So 2 miles equals whatever. So I can multiply 1,760 times 6. I get 0, 36, 3, 42 plus 3 is 45. 6 plus 4 is 10. And if I did my math right, I should get 10,560 yards.
So inches were the smallest between all the...
In the customary system, yes. But I mean, you can have a half of an inch, or, you know, you can have that.
Fourth of an inch.
You can have 1/1,000,000th of an inch. You know, that'd be really small.
Is there anything bigger than a mile? Or...
Not that we generally use in a customary system. Boom! Shakalaka, peace out. God bless. Love you. Do something kind today.